Baruch Hashem, it is day number 11 of our daily study of the Rambam Sefer HaMitzvos. Today we have only one mitzvah. Our mitzvahs that we study correspond to whatever is being studied in the 3 chapters a day of Mishnah Torah. And over there we're in Hilchas Talmud Torah, the laws of Torah study. So we have just one mitzvah today, which is a positive commandment number 11, which is Talmud Torah, the mitzvah to study Torah. Now, that mitzvah actually includes teaching Torah. Studying and teaching are one mitzvah. And they come, that obligation to study and to teach comes from one verse, Vishinantum levanecha v'dibarta bam. You should teach your children diligently the words of Torah and speak about these words. And Vishinantum, our sages say, has a very specific connotation. It doesn't just mean to teach, but it means to deeply transmit this information so that it becomes well integrated into the student's mind, to the extent that if a question is posed, one will not hesitate to answer. It just becomes very fluent and second nature. That's the degree of Torah study that is obligatory. And when it says children, our sages explain it doesn't mean literally biological children, although one also teaches one's children. But here the verse refers to one's students, whoever they may be. One's students are called one's children in this context. And we have a mitzvah to teach them. And obviously to teach them we have to learn, and in order to learn properly also, part of learning properly is teaching. So that's the mitzvah. Now, women. I will tell you that women are obligated from this mitzvah. And no, actually, it's not because of a positive time-bound commandment. It's for a different reason based on a different scriptural exegesis. But there is a concept of women being exempt from positive time-bound commandments. This is for a different reason. But let's talk about this. What is the obligation of Talmud Torah from which women are exempt? The obligation of Talmud Torah means that a man must spend every free moment studying Torah. That's how you have to spend your time. Now, we could argue what is a free moment, how much time do you need for relaxing and recharging and whatever, and you could discuss that with your personal spiritual mentor. But the point is, whatever time is not spent taking care of other obligations, you have to be studying. That's it. There's nothing else to be doing. And that's the obligation of Talmud Torah. Now, a woman doesn't have that same obligation. However, let me point out that a woman is obligated to observe all of the commandments that she is obligated to observe. And in order to observe those commandments, how is she supposed to observe them if she doesn't know what they are and how to actually implement them? So there is a great deal of Torah study that a woman is obligated in, not as a mitzvah of Talmud Torah in its own right, the mitzvah of studying Torah just for the sake of studying Torah, but as the way to perform all the other mitzvahs that she's obligated to do. She's going to have to be proficient in day-to-day halacha. Furthermore, a woman is obligated in mitzvahs like loving Hashem and being in awe of Hashem and believing in Hashem and His oneness. And how is she supposed to do that without learning? Remember, we spoke about it several days ago, that the Rambam says, how do you love God? How do you fear God? Is by meditating on Him. Okay, meditate on what? So in order to have what to meditate on, you're going to have to study. And that's primarily found in Pnimiyas HaTorah, in Chassidus. So a woman has an obligation to study enough of that material as is required for her to be able to arouse the proper awareness mentally and emotionally toward Hashem. Furthermore, in today's day and age, where this whole world is so inundated, for better, for worse, with information, we have to stay ahead of the curve. And if a woman isn't studying Torah, then she's going to be beset by all types of other information, which may not be so conducive to the best spiritual life. So because of that, because of the times we live in, we see historically the emphasis on women studying more and being more well-versed in Torah concepts has just become basically ubiquitous. And that's a little bit about the obligation of Torah study as it applies to women. And of course, there are many women, Baruch Hashem, who are part of this daily study of the Sefer HaMitzvos, whether through this particular shiur or from many, many other shiurim, or those who learn alone. And I will also mention, it's a great opportunity to do so, that there are plenty of women who don't only study Sefer HaMitzvos, but who study Mishnah Torah, and not just one chapter a day of Mishnah Torah, but there are many women, Baruch Hashem, who study 3 chapters of Mishnah Torah every day. And that is a wonderful thing to do if one is able to do so. We will see you tomorrow.